I'm Claudia. I'm from the Bay Area and I work for the Warriors in community relations. So essentially all the work we do out in the community and different things like this. So I just wanted to chime in listening to everybody. I have no connection to law enforcement at all through family or friends or any of that. So everything has kind of come from what I've seen in the world and in this country and how everything operates. But I know we've been talking a lot about communication, and I think that's definitely part of it. But I also think that, going much deeper than communication is kind of the output of everything. But, once we jump into just, and somebody mentioned inherent bias in the chat, but inherent bias, institutionalized racism, all of these things that, give me the privilege to do anything I want almost without getting a side eye or anybody looking at me funny. Like I can go anywhere. I can walk into a store. I can drive a fancy car. I can do all these things. And, I have the privilege of my whiteness to not get any quote unquote suspicion from pretty much any of my actions that I go about in this world. Right. So, I don't have that weight that's carried along with me of, what do I do if I get pulled over? Or what if I do if I get stopped by a police officer? Like that doesn't even cross my mind because I know that my privilege allows me to ignore those problems. Like I literally don't have to think about that on a daily basis. And so thinking about the difference between my experience and the experience of so many other people in this country of having to constantly worry about encounters with police officers or law enforcement in any way. Like I said, I can go walk into a store, I can do anything I want, and I won't be considered like suspicious or somebody that I'm going to do something wrong or that I'm going to commit some sort of crime. And even all the way to the point where if I do commit a crime, then on the news, it'll probably be my smiling face or a picture of me with my family, not my mugshot, right? So it's like thinking about from start to finish, it's the communication, but it's from the very beginning, like the institutionalized racism and the inherent bias in our communities every day doesn't allow that communication to run smoothly, I think. So like I said, communication is once it comes out, but all that stuff before it comes out is what causes the problems in and of themselves. So I think it goes beyond that. And I think it goes, like you said, it's generally the white male officer problem, but thinking through like, how do we make sure that those conversations and those problems are unlearned, that racism is unlearned from people who have it in them. And then for people who don't have it in them, how can we conquer these issues in order to communicate effectively? Because effective communication won't happen unless all of those problems are conquered beforehand. So just wanted to point that out.